Good morning, everybody. It's about 8 o'clock here, waking up in the rest stop, and yeah, should be making our way into the Redwoods soon, so stay tuned for more. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the Redwoods, and you might be thinking to yourself, there's no trees around you. Well, that's true, because Redwood National Park is pretty diverse in the landscape that it encompasses. There are redwood trees all over the place, but there are also beaches, much like this one. So, pretty unique park. I'm gonna get out on a couple trails, do some hikes, and then make my way into Eureka. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's spelled with a Y, and there's another Eureka in California, but we're gonna head to Eureka and see my buddy George. For now, enjoy the trails. The Redwood National and State Parks is a partnership comprised of 4 different parks that are located throughout the counties. Those are Redwood, Prairie Creek, Del Norte, and Jedediah Smith. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are on the first trail of the day here. This is Lady Bird Johnson Trail. It's about a 1.5 mile loop. I've got my sweet Redwood rain jacket here. So this is about a 1.5 mile loop. Again, it's not very long, but it's raining pretty good. It's beautiful out here. It feels like the jungle, and yeah, we're gonna get after it. Look at this beauty. This thing is an absolute unit. Oh, that's a beaut right there. Look at the size of that thing. Good Lord. So I didn't get to see any in this video, or during my trip. You won't see any on this clip here, but there are about 400 super rare ghost redwood trees, and they have been stripped of all color, and they remove poisons from the soil and receive sugars from the healthier redwoods in order to survive. So they essentially use the network of other trees to be able to live. But I did not see any, but there are about 400 or so of them in the national park. Alright guys, hike number 2. This is Trillium Falls Trail. It's about a mile altogether, so another pretty short one. I'm kind of digging do a bunch of shorter trails when I go to a national park, just because you get to experience a few more things. I know when I was in the Guadalupes, I did, some of the longer hikes there, and those are takes the whole day up. There's really only one thing to record, one thing to view, so I'm kind of digging the take a bunch of smaller trails and do those throughout the day approach. But right now we're walking Trillium Falls, and yeah, I'll just let you guys see it yourselves. Okay, just a little update. I lied. This is actually a 2.5 mile loop, but it's only a 1/2 mile up to the falls and a 1/2 mile back. So if you want to see the scenery of the trail, the Trillium Falls, It's only really about a mile loop, but again, onward. So the largest tree is named Hyperion and stands at almost 380 feet tall, which is about 60 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty. Okay guys, we're on Fern Canyon Trail now. This is one of the crazier trails I've ever driven to. So going through some of those big old streams there, it's very interesting, but navigable. So apparently I might have to walk through some streams during the trail, which would be pretty cool. But they actually filmed, I think part of Jurassic Park is actually from this particular trail. So that's pretty interesting. And yeah, it's short. The trail itself, I believe, is longer, but I'm only going to do about a half mile of it just because that's what they say is the scenic part, and I've got more things to walk. This trail was actually in Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World. The Avenue of the Giants here is about 31 miles long. It's pretty easy to navigate and really easy to get onto trails out of your car or just get out and walk around. So there's an area in the park that's comprised of over 17,000 acres of forest, and it's never been logged. It's the oldest remaining old-growth coastal redwood forest in the world. The redwood trees actually predate humans, animals, and most things that are on the planet. They've been here for over 240 million years during the time of the dinosaurs, and just for comparison's sake, humans have been here about 200,000 years, and the oldest living redwood is said to be almost 2,500 years old, so it would have been a seedling during the time of right around the Roman Empire. Okay guys, I am on trail for the big tree. It's literally just called Big Tree, and it is indeed a big tree. I can see it from here. Yeah, this is about 250 feet of walking, so pretty accessible. The bark of the largest redwoods can be almost a foot in thickness. This helps to prevent them from getting caught on fire, from any kind of pests, and from most kinds of funguses. Alright guys, I am at the Klamath River Overlook, and currently walking down this steep little path here, but this place is beautiful. I mean, people think of the redwoods and they really think just the redwoods, but this park has so many biodiverse areas that you could spend weeks here, I imagine, and never see the same thing twice. For now, we're gonna see this beautiful view. There are over 1.5 million people who visit the Redwood National and State Parks annually, and there are 8 other sites where you can see redwoods on the north coast that are not actually part of the national park, but do still offer the ability to see the redwoods. And I will list some of those below. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we're on our way through the park here, and apparently there's a rock slide on 101, so the road is closed. So I do not know how long that's going to take. One person I spoke to said an hour, the other person said 20 minutes, another person said 4 hours, so who knows how long it will be. I'm gonna try to find an alternate route, but we'll see what happens here. It looks like my day in the park is done at the very least. So you'll notice it's pretty foggy in some of the driving out here. That's actually a necessity for the redwoods on the coast. The fog actually condenses and the needles on the trees absorb any of that fog water that's left over. So it actually provides about 40% of the moisture intake for the redwoods that are on the coast. Not very fun to drive in though. Okay, behind me is Redwood Creek Overlook. This will probably be the last thing that I do here. Unfortunately, with the rock slide on 101, I really can't get anywhere in the park on the 101. A lot of the stuff is off those offshoots. It's about 5 o'clock now anyways, so it's gonna be too dark to hike. It would just be scenic overlooks, vistas, things like that, and too dark to see them. So not too bad, but it's gonna add about 40 minutes to an hour to the drive time. I'm gonna just film a little bit here and then make my way into George's. All right, we made it to Yreka or Eureka, California. Not sure how it's pronounced, but there are two Eureka-looking names here, so we'll go with Yreka. I am in front of George's house right now. I'm gonna text him, head on inside, and head to hay for the night. But until tomorrow, keep it candid.